in the small coastal town of Crescent Bay, where the sun dipped below the horizon like a sly secret and the waves whispered tales of love and loss, there danced a certain magic in the air, a magic that somehow intertwined the lives of its inhabitants. Among them was Clara Hawthorne, a spirited woman of 30, known for her vibrant laughter, a talent for painting, and a void that ached in her heart. Each stroke of her brush on canvas was an attempt to capture the beauty of sunset hues. Yet deep down, she wrestled with sunsets of a different kind. The ones that marked the passing of her late husband. Ethan, that if you enjoy stories that touch your soul and keep you captivated, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Storyational. By subscribing, you'll never miss another tale that transports you to a world beyond your imagination. Now, sit back, relax, and let the story unfold. Welcome to Storyational, where every word comes alive. Clara often felt adrift, painting by the beach where salty breezes encouraged her thoughts to wander and her heart to feel free. Ethan had been her world, a steady lighthouse guiding her through stormy seas. Yet his passing left her with an unresolved pain that clouded her inspiration. Friends and neighbors would often remark on her resilience, but Clara knew that their kindness masked their pity. She had learned to wear her smile like a shield, deflecting the inquiries into her heart, when all she truly craved was to fill her home with laughter again, that as fate would weave stories for each of us. It brought Ryan Sinclair to Crescent Bay. A renowned photographer, Ryan was seeking solace after a messy divorce and had rented the old beach house on the outskirts of town. With his rugged good looks, tousled hair, and a charming smile, he was every bit the artist, capturing fleeting moments that evoked emotion. His lens, honed through years of experience, lingered on the ordinary until it became extraordinary. Yet, in his personal life, he felt anything but. The first time their paths crossed was during one of Clara's beach walks. He was fumbling with his camera, trying to get the perfect shot of the sunset. She noticed the way his eyes lit up when the waves caught the golden light, and despite herself, a flicker of curiosity danced within her. "Are you capturing the sunset, or is it capturing you?" she called out, the teasing lilt of her voice surprising even herself. Ryan turned, the corners of his mouth tilting up. "Maybe a bit of both. I can't seem to let go of the idea that some moments are too beautiful to stay confined in memory." Intrigued, Clara wandered closer, her interest piqued. "You might just be right, but then again, beauty is subjective, isn't it?" And thus began a connection that would weave the fabric of their lives together, thread by thread, colors blending into one another. They spent days exploring Crescent Bay, with Clara showing Ryan hidden spots known only to locals and Ryan capturing her laughter, effortlessly framing her in images that made her shine. She introduced him to the townsfolk, who quickly warmed up to him, enchanted by his earnestness and sincerity. And just as easily, Ryan brought her view to the world wider, teaching her to see beauty in everything, beyond her canvas, beyond grief, into the vibrancy of life itself. As they developed an easy friendship, Clara found herself drawn to Ryan in ways she hadn't expected. The gentle warmth of a shared sunrise, late-night conversations about dreams and fears, and moments of comfortable silence began to unfurl feelings within her long-buried heart. She felt alive, seeking the thrill of being seen again, while shadows of guilt wove through her thoughts like a tormenting whisper every time she savored his attention. Ryan, too, struggled against the tide of emotions stirred within him. Clara's laughter, her kindness, and the subtle depth of her melancholy tangled with his own sore heart, making him feel things he thought were lost to him forever. Yet he hesitated. Her fragility reminded him of a time he'd once vowed to protect someone, and he feared that such vulnerability would only lead to pain again. But the universe has an interesting way of nudging two souls together. After weeks of laughter, shared secrets, and creative endeavors, Clara invited Ryan to an art show at the local gallery, featuring pieces influenced by her rebirth after Ethan. On that night, surrounded by vibrant colors and captured moments, Clara stood before a canvas that echoed her journey, a sunset where the storms broke to reveal light. Ryan stood beside her, his gaze tracing the curves of her painted story. "It's beautiful, Clara. It speaks volumes. It tells the world you're ready to live again." "A part of me is," Clara answered, the truth pouring forth. "But there's still so much doubt, Ryan. I loved Ethan so deeply. Moving forward feels like betrayal. Living life fully doesn't diminish the love you had. It honors it. It honors you." When their eyes met, the air thrummed with unspoken emotions, layering a tension that surrounded them like an electric charge. But just as the moment could shift, Ryan's cell phone buzzed, or perhaps it was fate nudging them apart. He pulled away, grabbing the device, his expression briefly shifting to an unreadable mask as he checked the screen. "Sorry, it's my ex," he stammered, his voice lost between the lines of difficulty to read. Clara's heart dropped, feeling like the colors she'd splashed on her canvases were quickly drained away. The night took a turn. Ryan's ex arrived, uninvited but with intentions fogged by jealousy and unresolved feelings. Carefully layered scars from a romance turned sour. The atmosphere shifted as conversations turned to awkward glances, and Clara felt more like an outsider looking in rather than the vibrant artist celebrated that night. Did I end the days that followed? Clara withdrew, wrestling with the familiar waves of self-doubt and longing. The ache of a heart that had begun to feel alive again only to be reminded of its fragility. She retreated to her studio, where the smell of turpentine and the retreating tide framed her isolation. The brush glided across the canvas, but the vibrant colors began to dull, reflecting the emotional turmoil within her. Ryan found himself in a storm of his own. His ex's sudden presence was unsettling, drenching him in memories he thought time had washed away. He had come to greet a fresh start, yet here he was tangled once more in a relationship filled with chaos and heartbreak. It was a struggle that weighed heavily on him as he wandered the streets of Crescent Bay, an artist seeking a muse who now eluded him. Clara felt the distance growing with every passing day, and a relentlessness began to gnaw at her, a fear of never finding closure or the ability to move forward. She craved the light of connection Ryan had ignited within her. It was blinding yet beautiful. One evening, seated before the easel, she realized that for her to truly embrace love again, she must first face the specter of her past. And so, deep in their beloved town, she painted her heart onto the canvas yet again, this one brimming with emotion, tears, joy, and the kind of love that transcended loss. The following day, Clara walked down to the beach where Ryan often found solace. Clasping her resolve like a warm blanket, she found him adrift, his gaze lost somewhere beyond the horizon. Walking up to him, she pulled in a deep breath. "Ryan," she began softly. He turned, surprise washing over his features, but sadness lingered like a cloud ready to burst. "Hey, Clara, I think I've been scared. Scared because I don't want to feel alone anymore. And it felt easier to hide," she confessed. "But I need you to know it's okay to love again, even if it feels foreign. Ethan always wanted me to embrace everything, paint with every color, every emotion." His eyes searched hers, and she could almost hear his thoughts wrestling against the tides. "I don't want to drag you into my mess, it's not fair. But you're not dragging me. We're walking the path together, aren't we? Let's help each other through it." Clara took his hands, warmth curling through fingers that had long waited for mere touches. "Let's make this canvas, this life, something worth sharing." In that moment of vulnerability, their silence spoke volumes. And just like that, clarity burst forth, ushering in a new dawn. Together, they fostered a growth that was tender yet fierce, a journey of healing that was forever entwining their hearts, painting their own beautiful narrative. As weeks turned into months, they danced along the edges of affection. Their relationship was filled with passionate whispers, fragile doubts, playful teasing, and a growing commitment that blossomed each day. Ryan introduced Clara to spontaneous adventures. From sunset hikes to midnight stargazing, they embraced life's unpredictability, each adventure making Clara feel more vibrant than she had since Ethan. Clara, in turn, infused Ryan's world with a renewed sense of warmth and focus, coaxing him out from the shadows that lingered from his past. Through laughter, late-night talks, and the gentle cadence of shared dreams, they forged a bond that showed them the possibilities of love could indeed be infinite. Just as they began to skate smoothly across the surface of their relationship, life naturally surfaced deeper conflicts. Small misunderstandings turned into heated arguments. Circumstances both external and internal clawed at their fragile tranquility. The emotional conundrum of Ryan re-engaging with his ex, coupled with Clara's hesitations, often sent them spiraling into moments of doubt. The very trust they had built seemed to fray at the edges. One evening, under the silvery moonlight, after a particularly intense confrontation about Ryan's connection to his past, Clara broke down, tears tracking down her face, leaving behind a portrait of pain she had been trying to paint over. Ryan desperately wanted to console her, but was paralyzed by the situation. "I just can't do this. We're like two magnets pushing apart, and I don't want to lose you." His heart ached fiercely, not just for her pain, but for his own lack of understanding. "I'm sorry," he murmured, uncertainty chasing worry across his brow. "What do we do from here?" Clara lifted her gaze, determination blooming within her. "We fight for us, Ryan. We've both suffered heartaches. Let's not give up before we know what we can truly create together." The next few days were laden with a profound sense of reflection and cautious hope. They returned to that spot where they'd first intersected, and under the same dusky skies now tinted with promise, they poured words into the open air, confessions, fears, and shared aspirations that echoed among the waves crashing around them. "We have to trust again," Ryan said earnestly, taking her hands between his. "We can't let fear rob us of what could be." He looked deep into her eyes, and Clara felt the connection spark anew, the charge of their love overcoming all obstacles in its path. And so, season turned to season, and their love ripened through trials and triumphs. They learned the artistry of compromise, the delicate balance of giving and taking in a world where two unique souls merged. With each passing day, the pressures faded, swept away by a tender urgency that drew them closer, a shared longing that got painted upon the canvas of their lives. Months later, standing together amidst the blossoms of spring, their gazes fell upon the sea, where the horizon held unfathomable futures. They were no longer running from their pasts. Instead, they intertwined their narratives as if created from the same brushstrokes. "I can't imagine a life without you, Clara," Ryan whispered, his gaze aflame in the softness of dawn. "And I can't imagine stifling my dreams," Clara replied, her heart now emboldened, colors bursting forth with hope and legacy. "Together we'll create the canvas of a lifetime." It was then that Ryan reached into his pocket, revealing a small gem of a ring, a lovely rose gold band whose elegance curled with understated luxury. "Will you marry me?" he asked, his voice carrying the weight of dreams sculpted over time. "Will you paint this life with me, always?" In that tender moment, Clara gasped, tears of joy pooling in her eyes amid a world that had, only months ago, felt so heavy. "Yes, 1,000 times yes," she cried out, her heart racing as she accepted the promise of unconditional love. And so, the artist and the photographer embarked on creating a shared masterpiece, a life kaleidoscoped with laughter, love, and the promise of tomorrow. They eagerly welcomed each chapter, each brushstroke that life offered, knowing that together, they could weather any storm. That as Clara began to teach workshops out of her gallery, and Ryan hosted photography nights, the community began to reflect their shared journey, each person discovering how to embrace life anew, how to cultivate love, and how to cherish both moments of introspection and the fullness of companionship. Crescent Bay thrived beneath the sun, each sunrise a testament to what love could cultivate, while the moon witnessed their flourishing bond, echoing stories whispered on the shores below of enduring relationships, forgiveness, and the incredible power of second chances. And as Clara painted her latest canvas, the colors more vibrant than ever, she knew that each time she dipped her brush, she was creating not just art, but a family, a world, and a legacy that would transcend time. Through softness and discord, through passion and peace, there lay a promise that reminded her of the joys life had to offer. And as they stood, hand in hand, hearts entwined, Clara silently vowed never to stop sharing her story, the story stitched together by heartbreaks and healings, a continual reminder to herself and others to embrace love, to cherish it fiercely, the very essence woven into the colors of their life. For now, the world was theirs to create, one brushstroke, one photograph, and one memory at a time. This beautiful journey of Clara and Ryan is but one of many possible tales, woven in the fabric of love itself. If you enjoyed this heartfelt narrative and want to explore more captivating stories of emotion and connection, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel Storyational for more enchanting adventures tailored just for you. We can't wait to bring more love stories to life. As the seasons changed in Crescent Bay, so too did Clara and Ryan's love evolve, deepening and expanding in ways they had never imagined. They held art shows together, each more vibrant than the last, showcasing not only Clara's paintings, but also Ryan's stunning photographs. Their collaboration drew in crowds, locals and tourists alike flocking to witness the fusion of their creative spirits. Within the gallery's walls, stories unfolded, and soon the couple found themselves not just recognized as individual artisans, but as a shared force, an inseparable duo in art and life. That Clara's paintings began to reflect not just her journey of healing, but the joys of love and partnership. Each canvas was a window to their shared experiences, depicting the sunlit days filled with laughter, tender moments spent under the stars, and the soft touches exchanged in the quiet of their home. With each brushstroke, she portrayed the depth of their bond, a vivid testament to love's power to heal and transform. Meanwhile, Ryan's lens captured the beauty of everyday moments. There were candid shots of Clara at the easel, lost in thought, spontaneous laughter shared during beach bonfires with friends, and quiet reflections by the water's edge where their souls met. His work complemented Clara's vividly, highlighting the interplay of their journeys and amplifying the emotional hues of their lives. But the easel of life, as Clara had learned, was never devoid of challenges. As they carved out their dreams, an unexpected opportunity arose when a prestigious art gallery from a neighboring city offered Clara a solo exhibit. It was the chance she had always dreamed of, a spotlight that could catapult her career. But it also meant stepping away from Crescent Bay, even if just temporarily, leaving the comforting shores where she had learned to embrace her rebirth. Clara was torn. The opportunity gleamed like a golden sunset, but the prospect of leaving Ryan and their cherished life felt like a tempest brewing in her heart. Over a dinner that felt infused with unsaid fears and unasked questions, Clara shared her dilemma with Ryan. "I want this, Ryan, but I don't want to lose what we have. Can we survive this distance?" Her voice trembled as she toyed with her fork, uncertainty weaving into her words. Ryan, ever supportive, reached across the table, his hand enveloping hers. "Clara, this is your moment. You've fought so hard to get here. I believe in you and your art. We'll figure this out together. Love doesn't wither just because distance separates us. We'll make this work, just like we always have." With a bittersweet resolve, Clara accepted the offer, ready to step into a new chapter. As the date of her exhibition approached, they found themselves navigating the complexities of their relationship, balancing calls, late-night video chats, and the intimacy of shared moments captured through screens. They continued to cultivate their love through distance, each moment a gentle reminder that no matter how far apart, they were always connected through the colors they painted together. The laughter, the tears, the vibrant tapestry of their shared experiences. The night of Clara's exhibit arrived, and the gallery was abuzz with excitement. Friends and family gathered to support her, but no one could replace the comfort of Ryan's presence by her side. They had planned for him to join via video call, and Clara made sure his image filled the center of her heart, where she felt his unwavering support. As guests admired her work, Clara's heart raced, not just from the thrill of unveiling her art, but from the realization of how far she had come. "This piece," she said to a group of admirers, gesturing toward a large canvas bathed in radiant pastels, "is about my journey. It's about love and loss. How even when we lose someone, we can find the strength to embrace life again." When the evening came to a close, and after receiving accolades from critics and patrons alike, Clara stepped outside into the cool night air, her heart overflowing with gratitude. She hastily dialed Ryan, excitement bubbling in her voice. "You won't believe it. It was just, I felt so alive. They love my work, Ryan." A smile broke across Ryan's face, despite the distance. "I'm so proud of you, Clara. I knew you could do it. It was your story to tell, and you told it beautifully." As they exchanged words of joy and pride, Clara noticed something sparkling at the edge of her peripheral vision. It was the sea, shimmering under the silver light of the moon, reminiscent of the nights they had spent dreaming by the water, hand in hand. "I can't wait for you to see it, to share this place with you again." As they talked until the early hours of the morning, Clara felt her heart ache for the warmth of Ryan's embrace, for the laughter they would share over cups of coffee and paint-stained fingers. Yet, deep down, a quiet knowing blossomed within her. This was a step toward her own strength, a testament to how love could exist in myriad forms. They were constantly growing, learning, and evolving together, no matter how far the distance stretched between them. Months passed, and though the distance was occasionally a challenge, it created a new harmony in their relationship. Ryan visited whenever possible, filling Clara's world with bursts of laughter and adventure. Each reunion was marked by a fresh intensity, fusing their lives with newfound appreciation for every moment spent together. They created cherished memories during these visits, diving into the ocean waves under the sunny skies and seeking solace in the tranquility of shared silences while gazing up at the stars. As Clara's career flourished and she received invitations to showcase her work in distant cities, she worked tirelessly to create a life in which art and love thrived together. Art became the bridge that connected them, as Ryan captured her growth through his photographs, chronicling every artistic endeavor while she poured her heart into her canvases. Every stroke a love letter in its own right. But no painting could truly encapsulate the depths of their journey together. In one evening, as the sun dipped low on the horizon, painting the sky in the fiery colors that Clara adored, Ryan surprised her with a visit to her favorite spot on the beach. As they strolled side by side along the shoreline, waves danced at their feet, and Clara could feel the crescendo of emotions building inside her, weaving a tapestry of moments since they had first met. "Clara," he began, stopping to gently turn her toward him, "you've transformed my life in ways I could never have imagined. You've shown me the light, even in the darkest places. I want to be the one you share all of your tomorrows with, and I want to keep building our dreams." He then knelt on one knee, the pink and gold of the sunset illuminating the soft shadows of his features, and presented a ring that glimmered with promise. "I want to paint a life together. Will you marry me?" Tears of joy spilled from Clara's eyes as joy surged through her heart. Just as she had painted her journey onto her canvases, Ryan had brought their love to life through the lens of his camera. "Yes," she replied, her voice a choked whisper filled with emotion. "Yes, 1,000 times yes." With the world as their witness, Clara accepted the ring, feeling its weight as a promise of forever, a commitment to cultivate their love, no matter the challenges that lay ahead. They stood together as the sun dipped into the ocean, illuminating their world with the brilliant hues of a new beginning. Later, as they planned for a future filled with laughter, canvases splashed with color, and photographs capturing their moments, Clara realized that love truly is an art form, a masterpiece forged over time through trust, vulnerability, and resilience. With the sun setting on Crescent Bay, Clara and Ryan embraced a future rich with history, creation, and the beautiful chaos of love, forever intertwined in a narrative neither had anticipated but both cherished deeply. Their hearts resonated an unbreakable bond, united in their journey as artists and lovers, with every brushstroke bringing them closer, painting a love story that would inspire others to follow their dreams while daring to embrace love fully and freely. Yes, Clara often reminded herself, and others now, love isn't just found. It is cultivated, nurtured, cherished, and shared. Whether through the strokes of a brush or the snapshots created in shared laughter, love is the canvas upon which we paint our lives. And as their lives carried them forward, Clara felt an overwhelming joy knowing that their story would continue to unfold, each moment a brushstroke in the vast canvas of their eternity. If you've enjoyed following Clara and Ryan's journey of love and growth, we invite you to like, comment, and subscribe to Storyational for many more captivating tales that inspire, uplift, and remind us of the beautiful intricacies of life and love. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to share more journeys with you in the future.